Dang. Got the chopper at least. Hey, at least we didn't get mercy.
Exactly.
Ooh, gotcha, buddy.
Oh my lord. Laser beam. Oh no. Oh my god, he's terrible.
Yeah, that guy got blasted.
No way. Holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit.
Yep, I know. I keep doing this shit. I keep going, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna make more content, and then I don't, because I don't know what I want to make, and I'm just keep going back and forth of being lazy about it and not doing it, and I'm like, no, let's just do shit, man. We gotta be consistent here. I was gonna do a fucking the GTA mansions, and then I just didn't care. I did the buying video, that's my most recent one before this one, and I just didn't care. I was gonna do like a whole tour thing, and then I just did not care. Anyways, yeah, alright, enough about that. We're enough about ranting about how shitty I am at this. We're gonna get back on the grind. My homie, he's about to be on the grind, and it'll help motivate me to do it, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, alright. Enough of a little rant of my fucking shittiness. Well, let's talk about Battlefield 6 and just overall thoughts. You know, I've had a lot of time in the game. You know, it's been quite a while with the Season 1 and a lot of shit. Anyways, yeah, let's dive into it. Now, if anyone's curious, just here's my little profile, you know, for everything. Show my elite badges. I got a few elite mastered guns or whatever, and then I mastered all the classes. But yeah, you can see my KD, and well, I'm going to the dog tags because I was like, I don't know for sure. So like that was like my one I feel like is the best of like my, you know, to flex or whatever. 110 of the corpsman badges or accolades, whatever, which is you know, 15 reses in a match. I did it 110 times so far, what I feel like is low from what I remember. I swear it's been 110 forever. And I was looking for the fucking reanimator one that was busted, that is like broken, like 60 reanimator, because you know it was broken at launch. But yeah, that one's technically the fucking crazy one. But yeah, you can see my KD and where it reses and all that shit if you care. But yeah, anyway, so with the extra review and all that, hang on, damn it, now I have like a good amount of hours in the game. I don't think it says it on the profile. It's over 150, easily. Let me see. God dang it. It's bullshit, man. The PS5 says 138 hours. I know I got way more than 138 hours in this game. And I'm just gonna say I got at least 150. Whatever, I don't care. Either way, I got time into it. And I got thousands of hours among the franchise, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just showing my background and my credentials. I'm not a casual. I mean, I kind of, you know what I mean. You get my point. I have a lot of times in the battlefields, and I'm a fucking medic that does decent at medics. Anyway, not like that gives my opinion more validation, even though it is. Anyway, alright, okay. So, let's go over it. Let's go over the bad, because there's more good than bad, in my opinion, of this game. Especially nowadays, I feel like everyone just hates on the game because Arc Raiders is the new hot thing, and you're not allowed to like more than one thing at a time. But anyway, let's go with the bad. So, first things first, maps. Obviously, the worst part of this game are the map scaling. a lot of just urban city environments that are tight and not wide scale like OG Battlefield. This is probably one of, you know, this one and Merrick Valley, the only real big maps, and this one's like, this, it's not that big, you know, and there's not, I mean, Merrick Valley, it's a big map, but it doesn't feel like a big Battlefield map. Like, I feel like every Battlefield 4 map is bigger, like by a lot, than these maps. To me, it's honestly not that big of a deal. All I care about is how they play, and I think for the most part, these all play fairly decent. They're just boring, they're just uninspiring, they're just, I don't want to say lazy, but overall, the gameplay isn't bad, because a lot of it does remind me of like Battlefield 3, like Sign Crossing, and I played it a lot more, because I was like my early days, you know. I won't say close quarter, but you know, like Rush and stuff, not super crazy Conquest, and I was on console, so either way, like Grand Bazaar and the Highway, whatever, all these, you know, it's way more Battlefield 3 scale. Battlefield 3 obviously had, you know, Caspian border and stuff like that with bigger scale maps, but yeah, probably the worst thing that most people will agree with are the maps are lacking scale. But like I said, personally, I don't think they're bad. We just want bigger maps. Hopefully they'll deliver that in Season 2. But we'll see, because the Blackwell map is a bigger map, and that was ass. And then Eastwood is a smaller map, but it was fun to me, and I think it's a really good map. It's one of the best maps in the game. But obviously, everyone has their own opinion on this, but I feel like the vast majority of players all agree. We want bigger scale in our maps. Now, that is pretty much like the real big, quote, negative of the game. Especially like, dude, you go up and down on opinions of shit in the game and stuff like that, and what's bad and good, blah, blah, blah. Especially like bug fixes and stuff like that. So, there's really nothing broken, you know, in terms of balancing or whatever, and all this shit. Honestly, I can't really think of anything else other than, I don't know. There's really nothing I have that's super negative to say about the game, like in terms of like super big criticism that needs to be changed, you know, addressed and all that. Just little, I can't really think of it. And more shit I want to talk about in a separate thing of like just things I don't like and want, like controversial opinions on mechanics and what balancing choices need to be changed, and or you know, changes need to be made and all that. But that's a separate topic, more of like just like I said, controversial changes that I think should happen. But in terms of overall game design and everything, we're just gonna go straight into the positive at this point. Battlefield 6 has been the most fun I've had in a multiplayer, casual environment since Battlefield 1's launch and like early days. Because Battlefield 1 really got very stale, and a lot of people that, you know, were with it know it. I don't want to get into the Battlefield 1 thing. That's a whole nother fucking can of worms, but if you remember the heyday, it came out, everyone loved it, you know, what we needed, refresh, and then, you know, we realized the scaling of features that were just cut back with customization and stuff like that. Either way, alright, enough Battlefield 1. Battlefield 6. So, the launch, it launched as good as any Battlefield has it launched in terms of, like, you know, stability, obviously, you know, bugs here and there, but way better than 2042's launch, better than Battlefield 5. I don't remember how bad that launch was. I don't think it was that bad. Battlefield 1's launch was pretty good. Better than Battlefield 4's launch, obviously. But in terms of stability and all that, launch was fantastic. We're well past that now. So, gunplay. Gunplay in this game feels fantastic. It feels like a mix to me of like a Battlefield 2042 to 5, where it is definitely more kinetic than 5, but also, you know, the modern weapon adjacentness of like a 2042 type thing. You know, you have your spread, and this is a thing that I think a lot of people complained about, especially in the early days. I don't know if they really adjusted spread with weapons at fully automatic. This has been nothing crazy to me. I played Battlefield 4 on console for so fucking long that spread is nothing. It's not as bad as 4, so it's good to me, you know. And I'd rather there be spread than fucking laser beams across the maps like Call of Duty and shit. Most Battlefield like veterans I think would agree with that. Yeah, to me, gunplay overall feels fantastic. Maps, like I said, they're not bad. We want bigger scale. In my opinion, at least. There's like, obviously, you know, you have your good and bad ones, but overall, I think the maps are fine. They're not like the best in the series, obviously. And honestly, like the best ones in the game, would be an average map in most games, I would say. But they're not horrible. Like I said, Eastwood, I really like this, I forget the name of this map. The one I'm in the footage. The only map I don't like is the fucking Blackwater, whatever, Red Dead 2 map. I'm just calling it that because of the city. Anyway, that one I hate, and I can't think of another one off the top. I know there's probably another one. I don't hate the beta maps. I like both those maps. They play fine to me, like Liberation Peak and Siege of Cairo. Yeah, Murak Valley's okay. That's probably like another one I'm like about, just because it always just feels, yeah, it feels boring. There's not like a lot going on. It's just like the two center buildings and then whatever. But yeah, I mean, I can't even remember, like there's the Bazaar, or not Bazaar, what is it called? Whatever, Gibraltar map. I don't know, you get my point. But maps aren't horrible to me, they're fine. Now class balancing to me in this game is pretty fucking solid, all things considered, considering, you know, support went back to, I guess, Bad Company 2 design, where support is both medic and, you know, ammo guy back in 1. I never played Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 is my first one. So I was hoping Assault would be, you know, medic again and support would be ammo guy. But I'll take it, especially with my dream of carbines being universal. I have no problem with it. I would say it is very strong, but hey, it is what it is. I personally think the Assault class is next to pointless. It's just a class to kill, whatever. I'm so used to support being overpowered as it is, so don't change it now, please. I wouldn't care either way, though. If they want to make Assault, OG Assault like Battlefield 3, then I'm going to Assault because I like being a medic, but yeah. Classes to me are fairly well balanced. They're, you know, as close as what you'd want, or, you know, to the Battlefield 3 and 4 setup as you could get without actually making it a copy. And yeah, classes, especially at launch, it felt like medics did a lot of work. It's weird, you'd think the casuals leaving would make class play more, but I guess it's just like, I don't know. It seems like as time went on, medics stopped doing medic things. I don't know. Overall, though, yeah, classes feel great to me. Now, like I said, carbines, you know, a bunch of universal weapon classes. I think it's literally just a Battlefield 4's copy, which was my dream come true. Fantastic. Got DMRs, shotguns, and carbines back being universal. Not like it fucking matters, because the whole debacle of open weapons, closed weapons thing, that whole thing during the beta and the whole argument back and forth has rendered to nothing. I don't think I played a closed weapon class playlist at launch, since launch. I think we just always just go to Conquest or whatever, you know, just the basic classes or playlists. I never went to a closed weapon one in the base game, only in the beta. It's nowhere near as crazy as I think most people, just because you have the carbines, you have the DMRs, so it doesn't even feel that crazy to, you know, have a LMG, or, you know, you get my point. It was heavily blown out of proportion, and would I prefer it just be a standard for closed weapon classes? Sure, I'm not gonna deny that, but to me, that was such a big thing that meant nothing to me. It was fine. Yeah, man, this is just a very, you know, broad overview, you know, not getting really deep into it. Overall, like I said, most fun I've had in a multiplayer game since Battlefield 1, in terms of at least a multiplayer casual game like this, in the traditional multiplayer sense. Like I said, like, dude, graphics, sound design, just everything is nice and tip-top shape. Dude, this game looks insane. It runs fucking beautifully on a PS5, base PS5 at 60 frames. It's awesome, man. I'm such a fan of the game. It has so much potential. Another thing I forgot I wanted to mention, Portal, that has so much potential. They really need to overhaul Portal to make it way easier. They need a like client on the game itself to create things like a fucking Far Cry or something. That will blow the game up even more. And yeah, man. Overall, I'm not gonna rate it. I don't know. We have so much, you know, Season 2's coming up soon in about a month, less than a month. And it really, hopefully, will get the things going here. They're going to do a lot of changes, and hopefully the content is enough to keep driving the game forward. Either way, I'm excited. Overall, like I said, keep going back and forth. Most fun I've had in a multiplayer game in a very long time, and Battlefield has returned to form for the most part compared to, you know, 2040 poo at least. And yeah. Having a blast with it. Let me know what y'all think. Things I forgot to mention. Or if you're curious on other aspects of the game, my opinion, let me know. Whatever, what you guys think. But, yeah. I'll catch y'all later. See ya.